Hello everyone, this is Dion Sol. I hope everyone is doing well. And as you see before you, we are looking at as you see in the text lettering, the Stationair turbocharged Carinado flavor. This is the G1000 flavor of the Cessna 206H Stationair. And the reason why I've got this airplane is because I wanted an aircraft that I could start out with in an economy module, looking at you Air Hauler 2 as an example. The ability to have something a little bit more than a Cessna 172. The Cessna 172 only has 3 passengers and is limited in cargo capacity and is not very fast. This airplane right here, you can go to 27,000 feet without too much trouble, providing if you have oxygen, of course. And you can carry 5 passengers. Of course, the sixth seat obviously is going to be you as the pilot, and that sort of thing. And so you can, it's like I say, it's a high performance Cessna 172 design. I think it has a IO 540 in here. This is, like I say, it's turbocharged and fuel injected turbocharged engine, and the real one is anyway. And so it's been a good airplane. I've been flying it now for about a week and a half now, maybe 2 weeks, I guess. I can't remember to be honest at this moment in time. And it's been a real nice airplane. I really like it. It fits what I wanted to do, and that was to have an airplane that I can start off with and just have it be my stepping stone to progress into more robust aircraft later on in my aviation career, whether it be Air Hauler 2 or FS Economy or whatever you want to use it for. Um, the fit and finish of the aircraft is typical Carinado, nothing special to report there. It is limited on, you don't have the ability to walk around and take off chocks and that sort of thing. You have to rely, typical with Carinado, with their little things to remove static elements and whatnot. One thing I was kind of I was surprised was that you can see nearly in the center of the screen, right below the prop, that there is a taxi light. Regrettably, that taxi light does not work. And I do not know why the taxi light does not work. Because it would be very helpful for that taxi light to work. Because at nighttime, it is very difficult to see with this aircraft at night here on the X-plane platform. And so that would be nice to be able to have that. The light does not project out on the wing, does not project out very far. I was expecting that light to work. For some reason, Carinado modeled it and spent all that time to be able to put that in there, but it doesn't work. And I don't know why. And regrettably, because Carinado is busy with Microsoft flight simulator aircraft to put on the Microsoft Flight Simulator store, or their own store for that matter, if they do it that way, which I'm assuming they do. I don't know. I don't expect it to be fixed anytime soon. This airplane is kind of old now in today's standards. It's been out for quite a while, but I decided to pick it up just because I like it. You know, I like the airplane, so I bought it, and I wanted the airplane. And Carinado's the one that had the model that I wanted, so I bought it. Is it study level and whatnot? No, it's Carinado does not make study level aircraft where every knob, switch, dial, and everything is indoors and everything are to the absolute. You can't take the cowling off and see the engine. You can't change the oil. You can't you can't do all those things at study level aircraft, but it's good enough. You know, it's fine. It's all right. I mean, I would expect this to be migrated over on from X-Plane, be ported over into Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 eventually. As I said before, I think just a minute ago, that's probably what Carinado is doing right now, is they are taking all their existing library of aircraft or hangars in their aircraft that they already have, and they're probably one by one porting them over into the Microsoft Flight Simulator platform. So, which is fine. That's perfectly fine. And I if I can get it if I get a discount from Carenado when this becomes available on Microsoft Flight Simulator, I will probably buy it because I do fly both sims. But lately, I've been flying more on X-Plane just because I've got a lot of investment into X-Plane. Even though I bought both sims, but I haven't really been spending a whole lot on the Microsoft flight simulator platform because of X-Plane 12. I'm really looking forward to X-Plane 12 and seeing what it's going to do. Um, I don't expect X-Plane 12 to be to be able to rival Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 with their graphics. I expect X-Plane to be better systems modeling and better weather generation and weather stuff. I expect it to be better, but I don't expect it to be better visuals than Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think Microsoft Flight Simulator, because of their um, ecosystem. Let me say it that way. Their ecosystem is always going to be better than X Plane, and that's just the way it is. And that just unless X Plane says, you know what, we're going to have good ground textures by introducing Google ground textures, and we're going to be able to do the same type of rendering of 3D buildings and whatnot, or better in than what Microsoft does. They're not going to do that. They don't have they would actually have to contract through Google and be able to do that sort of thing. So I do not expect Laminar Research to do that kind of thing. So it is what it is. It would be cool. It would be awesome if it would. Then you wouldn't need Microsoft Flight Simulator at all. Then you'd have the best of all phases of development. You'd have better, you know, uh, better flight model, better aircraft flight modeling or aircraft systems. You'd have better everything if X-Plane would do that. But I don't expect X-Plane to ever do that because it's not in their interest to do so. They just want the world to be plausible, and that's all as far as X-Plane is ever going to go. It is what it is. It's up to us as individuals, as users of X-Plane, to make it better than what Laminar Research is doing when it comes to visuals. It is what it is. So anyway, so like I say, you could pick this thing up over on Carenado's website, and for $34. And in my case, what I ended up doing is I ended up buying the analog version first, which supports the GTN 750 by Reality XP. And then I thought, well, you know what? I'll go ahead for $14 extra. They said they can give me $14.95. You can go ahead and get the G 1000 version, so I went ahead and did that. So I have both the analog and the digital version of the aircraft. So if I ever choose to run the analog, I have it, and I will from time to time. But more or less as a G1000, I do like my glass. I got no problem with steam gauges, but I do like my glass. If I'm going to choose between one or the other, I'm going to go for the glass. Then I'm going to go over for steam gauges, and not have to have vacuum systems. I would go if I got a real airplane, I probably would get rid of all the vacuum system and totally switched over away from vacuum system to digital. If I had the financial resources, that sort of thing, but I don't. So that's why I can say that, because I don't have the financial resources to do it for real. If I would, you'd be seeing this in real time in a real airplane. We'd be talking about it from a totally different point of view. So anyway, like I say again, you can pick it up over here at Carenado. Another reason why I bought it from Carenado directly, as opposed to the xplane.org store, is because with the xplane.org store, if you have any support issues with Carenado products, they will immediately tell you to go to Carenado's website and then fill a support ticket and go through that process instead of xplane.org trying to resolve your issue, whether it be product key resets to whatever. And because of that scenario, it's like, okay, then I guess I'll just buy it from Carenado directly and sidestep the middleman completely. Because if I'm gonna have to go to Carenado's website in the first place, so the logical conclusion is then I'll just go to Carenado instead. Simple as that, you know. Also, too, like I said a few minutes ago, I expect this airplane to be ported over to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 eventually, along with the rest of their titles. And so I'll just buy it from there directly or the Microsoft store. But I prefer to buy it from Auto directly than the Microsoft store. The reason why like I said before, I'm in X-Plane in the first place is because of the drama, or one of the reasons I should say, the drama with me trying to perform updates with the Microsoft Flight Simulator product. For me, to be frankly blunt, is a royal pain in the ass. I just have nothing but problems trying to update through the Microsoft Store. So, for me, as a person who has got the experience, I highly recommend anybody who wants to buy Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 buy it through Steam. Just buy it through Steam. Don't waste your time buying it through the Microsoft Store. You'll save yourself a lot of drama and a lot of headaches. That's been my personal experience. I just don't do it. Just buy it through the Steam client as opposed. Granted, no matter which way you go, you're still a slave to either client. But if you want the product, that's what you got to do. And that's what I would do. If I was to do it over again, I would buy it through Steam. Also, too, with Steam, there might be, because of Proton, there might be an availability to be able to get Microsoft Flight Simulator work in the Linux operating system, possibly. Don't know that for a fact. Don't know if anybody's been able to do it and have a good experience at it, but you would have a higher probability chance of getting your Microsoft Flight Simulator product to work with the Steam install using Proton than you would trying to even think about even trying to do it through the Microsoft Store. Well, matter of fact, I'll be blunt. It's just not going to happen with the Microsoft Store, I would imagine. I haven't tried it, and I'm not going to try it. And it's bringing up to Linux operating system, kind of going a little bit of a diversion there. The reason why we are back in the Windows operating system is simply put, I just have more of my add-ons that I use with X-Plane actually works or just works in Windows than it does in the Linux operating system. It's just, and there's just some developers looking at you, Navigraph. They have absolutely at this time, as of the recording of this 14th of March of 2022, they have no interest in porting their products, all of Navigraph products over into the Linux operating system and using Flatpak or using a universal installer. They just have no interest in making it available to Linux. And their argument is there's no reason for us to, because it's only like 1% of the market share of computers is on the Linux operating system as far as desktops are concerned. Obviously, when it's a server, enterprise scenario, now of course that's a whole nother topic where there's a whole lot of Linux enterprise products for Linux on with websites and creation and yada yada yada. But as far as desktop environments where you and I as individuals having a Linux desktop operating system, it's growing, but it's growing very slow, and so developers just have no interest in creating products for the Linux operating system unless they do it out of pure love and pure love for open source, which is a shame because I do like cross-platform. And if I had all my stuff work on Linux, yes, I would be dumping Windows in a heartbeat and switching to Linux because I do like open source and all the creation that you as an individual can do with the Linux operating system. The level of customization is just insane with the Linux operating system, more so over Windows, and it's free, and it's just you just got to reach out to the community, and boom, you get an answer, you get a fix or whatever in a very timely manner. Whereas with Microsoft or Ubuntu, which is Linux, I know, but those legacy business models just make it so it's just kind of like, forget it, in that regard. But as far as all my plugins working and whatnot, you have to go with what works, and everything is built for Microsoft. So that's why, or built for Windows. So that's why we're in Windows. So that's enough of all that, all that crap there. But at any rate, so what we're going to do today is we're going to be flying this Cessna 206H, and like I say, we'll take off and fly it from here to somewhere. Where I already decided where we're going to go. We're going to take. Let's go to Mission Generator here, and we're going to be taking transport 5 men. Okay, we're going to be taking 5 men to this little hole in the wire airport, which is Sadakar, I guess, Meadows. I have no idea where that's at, other than the fact I know it's up in the mountains here in Sierra Nevada mountains, and that's where we're going to go. One nice thing about the Cessna 206, whether it be here in the sim or in the real world, you can go as high as 27,000 feet if you want to, provided if you have oxygen, because it is a turbocharged aircraft and a 310 horsepower Lycoming 540. I believe it is. You can reach for the stars pretty well compared to its Cessna 182 and 172 brethren, which don't go as high or as fast. Maybe the Cessna 172 will probably go as fast, or 82 may go as fast. I usually been doing about 160 knots if I'm pushing it. I can do about 160 knots with it without too much trouble. And between 150 and 160, let me put that clarifier in there. Between 150 and 160 is about where I'm at, depending on what kind of load I got. Yes, I am consuming fuel. I'm burning. Now, according to the real world, they're usually, when you're pushing it hard, they're doing anywhere between 17 to 25 or so gallons per hour with the real world 206 is what I've been watching on YouTube videos. But here in the sim, with this Carenado version of the 206, I've been doing anywhere between 8 to about 10 or 11, depending on the wind factor, gallons per hour with it. So the fuel consumption is a little bit off from the real world counterparts. I have not taken it up to 23,000 feet yet to see with the wind at my back, to see if I can, or wind at my face, to see if what the fuel burn is up at that higher altitude with to see if I can get, be rivaling the same with what the real world is. One thing I will notice with the aircraft, with the model that Carenado has done, is they did not model. They went the effort in putting in the actual modeling for the taxi light down here below the prop, but it doesn't work. There is no light source coming out of this. And also in the real world, I noticed with the videos that I have seen, there's not even a light here. They have lights at light kits at both ends of the wing. So they'll have a light over here on the right side in the wing, and then and on the left side that you see right now here, that's modeled in this model. But they'll have this on both sides of the aircraft with the Cessna 206Hs that I have seen. So I don't know which model they're using here to make this configuration, but regardless, it does not matter. This version right here, like I say again, the light right here, the taxi light down here below, does not work, and also it's very, very dim with the two lights that you see in the in the wing. At nighttime, it's very hard to see. So I would not fly unless I have to at night with this aircraft, even though the avionics and everything is all capable of doing IFR, VFR, whatever you want to do. But as far as lighting is concerned, the lighting is weak with this airplane. And I do not expect Carenado to do any updates with this airplane because they, like I said before, they're probably all hot and heavy with the Microsoft Flight Simulator platform, getting all of their airplanes ported over to Microsoft, because that's where all the money is from a business standpoint, and the money is not in X-Plane. I'm guessing. Their money's not. Their focus is on Microsoft Flight Simulator and not on X-Plane. That's just my personal opinion on that. I could be wrong in that assessment, but that's what I think it is. I think they see more dollar signs with Microsoft Flight Simulator than they do with X-Plane, so they're going to concentrate their efforts in X-Plane. For the job that we're going to here at SoCal Metals or whatever that is, we're going to go ahead and get rid of the static elements, and we'll go ahead and get rid of the fairings, or the wheel pants as I like to call it, because we're going to be going on a dirt strip, I believe. So we'll go ahead and just remove those, which I do like that Carenado did do. So now we got exposed wheels, which kind of doesn't look good. Me personally, I kind of like the wheel pants better. I think the wheel pants make the airplane look better, but that's my personal preference. But in this case, because we are going in to a dirt strip, I believe we'll just go ahead and remove those bad guys. Another thing that I've been able to do here on the X-Plane platform that I have not been able to do on the Microsoft Flight Simulator platform with various aircraft is I am able to bind my honeycomb throttle quadrant to various other things. In this case, it's going to be my cowling flaps. I'm able to put my cowling flaps with once I turn it on here, it'll come out. Once I go in, it'll chill out. Right now, it's going to come out because I have the airplane turned off. But once I have the airplane on and operating, it's not going to come out like that. But anyway, so like I say, you do have the ability to be able to have the cowling flaps, being able to control the cowling flaps with with your honeycomb throttle quadrant, which is kind of cool. I like that. Anyway, let's go ahead and get on into it. The hitboxes for this are not exactly like you should see a hitbox here where the latch is with a animated latch. The animated latch does not work. You can see it's just a baked on texture that Carenado did, and so the actual hitbox is actually right here, which is actually the animated one for right here. Instead, you do have the windows are animated. I think they only work. I think they only work when you're actually inside here. So let's just go ahead and get inside, and then we'll go ahead and close this up, and then we can open the door. You can hear the sound change different, which is cool and all. I'm going to leave this open right now. I don't think the temperature's all that cold. So anyway, so this is the inside of the cockpit here of the Cessna 206. As you can see, we're sporting the G1000, which is pretty cool. Like I say, it does everything you need. Whatever you need, it does it. Because I'm using the throttle quadrant from Honeycomb, is a little different than the pull-out ones that you see right here. Which is actually the real world counterpart is like this, so that's expected. I'm not really tripping on that. So we'll go ahead and start this engine up here. Well, actually, what we're going to do is this is compatible with, which is not modeled, but it is compatible with a GPU. So we just have to pretend there's a GPU out there. Once I turn the GPU on, now you can hear the wind of the gyro starting to come on. But because this thing is a modern aircraft, I wouldn't think you still have that sound of a gyro. I thought the gyro would be not a mechanical gyro, would be a laser gyro instead. So in other words, a solid state gyro instead of a spinning hunk of metal. But I don't know, maybe not. Maybe this is a mechanical gyro. I don't know why it's got the sound, but that's what I take it as, So we'll go ahead and start the airplane, and then we'll go ahead and put our flight plan in, which is basically just going to be a direct to this 291CL is where we're going. We'll go ahead and set everything up. Go ahead and full rich, full props. The cowling flaps are all the way open, so we're good to go there. And then we'll go ahead and all things are turned on here, so we'll go ahead and just start the engine. Starting this engine is not going to be all that spectacular. They did not model the starting of the engine very well. See, it's just like an instant start, so that's not very impressive. when you hear the real ones on YouTube, I mean, they sound like they got a hot rod camshaft in them, where they go, you know, that kind of sound, and which is kind of cool. I always like the sound of a rough cam. It just makes it sound like it's a badass engine, you know, that kind of thing. But that's just me. That's just my personal preference. So go ahead and turn everything on. Go ahead and turn our taxi lights on. Get everything ready to go. They're using the Garmin G1000. It's a hybrid, but it's pretty much the same as the out-of-the-box X-Plane version.
Friday Harbor traffic, Dimboy Caravan taking runway 16 departing straight out to the south, Friday Harbor.
And you can hear my X chatter by Stick and Rudder Studios. Action going on there. And let's go ahead and set up our...
Change of plans, 93 Golf is going to cross midfield to join right traffic for 16 Friday. At 1,000 feet.
Kilo Delta Golf, we're downwind left-hand. We were following that traffic that now is going midfield. We'll continue straight out until we have the traffic and planning a left base.
Roger. 93 Golf, we're going to head to the east here. Just wait for a minute.
Go ahead and set our transponder on just because. And we will go ahead and get our frequency using pilot to ATC. Now we're going to try to do pilot to ATC here, and I don't know how much of a success that this is going to be, but we're going to give it a try. We will give it a try here and see what happens. So first thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and pick up the ATIS. That's the first thing we need to do.
General WMJ
Gen Fox information Charlie.
Oscar.
1724 Zulu winds are light and variable.
Light and variable.
Visibility unrestricted.
Sky clear.
Skies mostly cloudy.
14. Dew point
Temperature
-2.
16.
Altimeter
Dew point
-2.
Current altimeter is 3027.
Departing runway 06.
Arriving and departing
Advise on
runway
initial contact.
06.
You have Oscar.
Gen Fox information Charlie. 1724 Zulu winds are light and variable. Visibility unrestricted. Skies mostly cloudy.
Altimeter 3027. That's not working again.
-2. Current altimeter is 3027. Arriving and departing runway 06.
Okay.
Gen Fox information Charlie.
06, and we were
1724 Zulu winds are light
Zulu.
and variable. Visibility unrestricted.
All right. Let's get out of that.
Sky.
And then we'll switch over to ground. I'm doing all this off camera, and get back into here. So
traffic check, Niner 280, Mike departing 16 for Cameron.
Sierra Flyer 1 Lima Mike, ready to taxi to runway 06.
City Harbor traffic, Skyline 2793 Golf is right downwind 16 Friday.
2.8, please repeat your request.
I'm on Unicom frequency. Oh, okay. So now you go to ground. Fox Ground, November 531 Lima Mike is ready to taxi to runway 6 for north departure. Let's see if you recognize it.
531 Lima Mike taxi to runway 06 via taxiways Charlie, Alpha, hold short runway 06.
Southwest 225.
Roger to taxi, Southwest 225.
Roger, Southwest 225. Runway 1, let's pull up on Charlie. Hold short of 4, traffic off the left. American is going to give way to you.
Alright, runway 1, Charlie, hold short of 4, Southwest 225.
Now, if I respond to what he said, it's going to tell me that, hey, you know, repeat your request. So I'm just going to ignore it, and I'll move on. That's what I found with, pilot to ATC.
Southwest 751.
Hello?
Yep, go ahead and change the tower. They're going to get you out of here in a minute and a half. Have a good one.
Great, thanks. Good day.
Yep. Blue Streak 5136, what's your parking spot?
35, Mike.
I've got a company in the alleyway. Continue all the way down to the end of November there. Pull into the block of 15. I'll hold you down there so I can get him out.
November
So let's go ahead and just mosey on down here to runway 6. Listen to the chatter for a little bit. And I don't know why it keeps on defaulting back to Unicom 2280 when we should be on ground.
Okay, everybody is calling ground for push. Give me about 3 to 4 minutes. I have an emergency I'm dealing with and a couple of outbounds, and I'll get you all moving, I promise. Give me a couple minutes.
I think we'll increase our to a high taxi speed here.
Southwest 225, cross 4 into the block over there, monitor.
Clear to cross 4 into the block, tower, Southwest 225.
American 746, Washington, will you be ready over there?
Affirmative, American 746.
Stay on Juliet, ma'am, cross 4 and monitor tower.
Stay on Juliet, clear to cross 4, monitor tower. Have a good day, American 746.
Thanks, you too. American 400, go ahead and make that left turn into taxiway Charlie now. Cross 4 on Charlie, into the block for that 14 release and monitor tower. Have a good one.
Charlie, cross 4, take care, American 400.
X chatter's pretty nice.
Taxi back outbound via the Banjo. Anybody ready for taxi Southwest 185 by chance?
We're ready, but we can't get out of here. Southwest 185.
Yep, I can. Is Jazz in front of you? Is there a 200 in front of you there?
There is, to our right.
Okay.
X chatter's pretty cool. You know, just kind of adds a little bit of immersion to it. You know, it's not perfect, obviously, because you can hear all the chatters from
is that Jazz 451? Are you number 1 back there?
from airports that are totally nothing to do with KWJF, but that's okay.
Kilo and Charlie, the whole short of 4 for Jazz 451.
Kilo, Charlie, short of 4, Jazz 451.
Sierra Flyer 1 Lima Mike contact tower on 118.52. Enjoy your morning.
Over to tower, Sierra Flyer Lima Mike.
And for Southwest.
Tower, Sierra Flyer November 531 Lima Mike is holding short at runway 6 for north departure.
1 Lima Mike winds are light and variable altimeter 3027 cleared for takeoff, runway 06.
Cleared for takeoff for Sierra Flyer 1 Lima Mike.
Copy 30.
281 Heavy, holding short, call stop ready.
Headed 3281 Heavy, couple minutes for departure.
Copy 3281 Heavy, we're planning a summer 2 departure.
Roger, be a couple minutes prior to departure. We got 2
Nobody coming.
landing opposite direction.
Copy 3281.
All right, let's go ahead and go for it.
Tower UPS 910 Heavy, 7 right.
Good 19 Heavy, outside caution, Cruise Heavy, Boeing 747 short funnel, runway 7 right, clean line.
Well, land 7 right, UPS 910 Heavy.
Not on the center line, but close enough. I'm not going to sweat the small stuff right now. And we are off the ground.
Tower UPS 2901 is ready.
2901 Heavy, left turn Foxtrot, hold short of runway 25 left.
Okay, we are short of 25 left at Foxtrot.
Good 2901, make the turn and hold short of runway 25 left.
Alright, making the turn, short of 25 left,
Just set nose down a little bit. Get some speed back up. Basically trying to get over to parallel Highway 14,
5198 Heavy, turn right at Golf,
which is
left turn on the Alpha,
right there.
taxi to Park.
Wrong Golf, Alpha, that's it about you. Energy to do it for you,
And just rock on. Head to Roseman, California, then from Roseman to Mojave, then from Mojave probably direct. I don't know. I got it set up for 13,500 feet. We'll see how that plays. I think I got 13,500. Let's pull it up.
Heavy, cross 25 left of Foxtrot, cross 25 right, turn on the Bravo.
No, let me adjust that.
Alright, cross 25 left at Foxtrot, cross 25 right at Bravo, right turn on Bravo.
Sierra Flyer 1 Lima Mike have a good morning. Frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved for Sierra Flyer 1 Lima Mike.
American 497, reduce speed to 210.
Yeah, reduce it to 210, American 497.
Thank you. Connect approach 126.6 for American 497. Check in with your pulse in only.
266.
Approach Sierra Flyer 1 Lima Mike with you at 4,500 feet, 4,700 feet, correction, climbing to 13,500 feet.
Bus 1192, reduce speed to 190.
C190.
Let's see if it'll respond. It recognized what I said because I'm looking off camera. I'm looking at the voice dictation thing that Pilot ATC has. It recognized everything I said,
11 o'clock, 2 miles northbound,
but it didn't respond. Maybe because I'm VFR. Maybe that's why. Whatever. Well, in order for us to look outside and look at the eye candy, which we don't have much here in X-Plane, but that's okay, I need to set the autopilot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push that to sync, and then we'll go ahead and autopilot, flight director, navigation, and flight level change at 99 knots. We'll make it an even. Make it an even 100. There we go.
04 American 767.
And there we go. So there we go. We are in the air, rocking and rolling. See if we can tone down the sounds a little bit here. Let's take it down to like 30% or so.
Southwest 3337, reduce speed to 210.
Flowing now to 210, Southwest 3337.
Thank you, Southwest 3337, contact approach 120.4.
20.4, Southwest 3337.
Okay, what I did here with the orthos is I went ahead and made it so they are level 17 for basically all areas that I fly regularly, and then offshoot I knocked the orthos down to where only like big cities like Salt Lake City, things like that, San Diego, LA, LA's all area is all going to be level 17, but switching from 16 to 17, I did notice a difference in quality of the ground textures. Downside is you see more artifacting in the context, artifacting in the, or lines in the separation between each tile that you do with Ortho for XP. That's the downside, which breaks the immersion, but we can't have everything. We can get close, but we just can't have everything. So overall, the level 17 textures don't look that bad. Another thing I've also added is I went to simheaven.com, and with simheaven.com I actually downloaded the more, where it basically modifies and puts more like, as an example, of course, and this would be a bad example because it didn't do it, but like you see right below my airplane here, you'll see that there is a water tower right there. In some situations, SimHeaven will actually model the 3D object of that water tower. Also, too, with SimHeaven, as you can see below the airplane on this shot, you see the well, I don't want to call it artifacting, but you see that those are all of the wind turbines below. Let me kind of zoom in here a little bit. It modeled all the wind turbines. Now, they are not animated, they are static, but at least now with SimHeaven, it actually created the wind turbines, whereas normally I wouldn't have that at all. I would have the 3D, or I'd have the ground textures model, but not, but not the 3D rendition of them. Another thing too is that SimHeaven also put in where it recognizes where all of the solar panels are here in the Antelope Valley, and that's what you see below my tail right now is a solar panel solar panel farm, which it actually put in, and I think those water tanks right below my tail are actually 3D modeled right now as well. So SimHeaven was definitely a nice little addition, but it did put in things where, like, or at KWJF, you would see actually buildings put in that really shouldn't be there. And so you have a give and take, it's not perfect, but again, this is where, back to the X-Plane, mantra, if you want to call it that, is that we're here to make this a plausible and not necessarily a one-to-one to real world. So
we are at flight level 180, descending on the Bruiser for runway 8 information Sierra.
That's what you get.
Maintain 280 knots or greater till advised.
Now here's one thing I want to try. Let's see if I can turn down the audio with the sound of. Okay, that's all the way up. This is all the way down. What's the push? Oh, that's the ID.
American 1958.
I'm actually not even on the right one.
Eagle, we're
My bad.
down 19,000 right now.
American 1958, approach
No,
effective visual approach
it's not
runway
working.
8, verify it is Sierra.
With Sierra.
And I know why. Because
1958,
it would be, this audio is coming from pilot to ATC and not from the sim itself. That's why. So we're going to switch over to Mojave Approach. Mojave Approach, Sierra Flyer 1 Lima Mike is with you at 9 to 10,000 feet to 13,500.
Cargo clear visual approach runway 7 right, maintain 210 knots.
Cargo cleared visual 7 right, maintain 210 knots, south of 3337.
We did not recognize it. Oh well, it's not perfect. If I do flight following, then I probably would be. I'm getting a likely spam on my phone. Tell you what, go to voicemail. Let's see if you leave a voicemail. I doubt it. So we'll continue to climb here. I think I'll take it up to 11,500 for now, and then we'll go with it because we are VFR flying here. And like I say in the comments down below, if you feel that I'm doing something not correct, hey, I'm always willing to learn. Tell me, say, hey, Dion, you did this wrong, this wrong, this wrong. This is what you need to do. This is, you know, that kind of thing. And then I will do it because, like I say, you know, I'm always willing to learn. Willing to learn is a good thing.
Southwest 249, reduce speed to 210.
210 knots, Southwest 249.
Delta 688, reduce speed to 230.
Speed 230, Delta 688.
Seven contact tower 120.9.
To tower 767, good day.
See in that shot right there, you can see all the wind turbines here, and you can see my frame rate just went to hell too. And you can see they're none of them are moving. I think the reason why they're not moving is the simple fact that they will paint them.
Plus 2861, reduce speed to 230, then descend and maintain.
But they won't make a move because if they did, my frame rate would just go to hell.
Delta 2861, reduce speed to 230, then descend and maintain 8,000, please.
230 first and 8, Delta 2861.
So again, plausible ground textures. And there is Tehachapi. There is 58, Highway 58, going from Bakersfield, which is way out in the distance.
Zero Papa Zero, turn left
and then you go way over here.
2 o'clock and 5 miles.
And then it curves around and goes that way to Vegas. Well, ties into 395, or I'm sorry, 15 to Vegas. That right there is actually Highway 14 right there. I believe, yeah. Because we're going into the mountains. And you can see the break-off, the cutoff point between different, which is kind of a bummer. You know, it does break the immersion, no doubt about it. But it is what it is, you know. And it is level 17. That right there is actually California City right there. There's California City. I believe. I think.
We are contact 12 miles west southwest of the VOR, 2,200 feet, altimeter is 3006.
3006. Where's the
Okay, we made it to 11,500 feet. We'll go ahead and back off on our props to 2,300 RPM. I'm still trying to find the sweet spot for this aircraft. Find out what, you know, the most bang for your buck is. But you know, some people say, well, they would say then just look at the performance charts, and it'll tell you right there, and that's absolutely correct. But there's no fun in that. You just sit there and just look at the charts. The fun is trying to figure it out where it actually is. So we do have a headwind of 1 knot and a crosswind of 6 knots, looks like. If I bump it up to 37, let's go ahead and go to 37 inches.
Approach out number 3006. Unable 17 due to FAA restrictions on opposite direction. UPS 1366. UPS 1366 Heavy. I'll blow up for you in a moment. Plan the visual.
And we're currently burning
Plan visual 35. UPS 1366.
10.9 gallons an hour. 10.9 gallons an hour at 150 knots, for lack of a better, and 177 over the ground. So.
UPS 1366 Heavy. Turn left like 210. Descend and maintain 4,000. Left 210.
Anyway, to save a little bit of frame rates here, let me get rid of me. There, so now I'm gone. And let's continue to listen to look at the scenery, what we got of it, and just kind of in cruise mode. About all we can do at this point. I should have had some music all keyed up and ready to go.
Turn this 10 degrees back to the right. Give you a little too much of a turn. Back to the right, UPS 1366.
But like I said, level 17, and that's another thing I found. I was flying Microsoft Flight Simulator yesterday, and I was going down to Pomona, and then I was paralleling the San Gabriel Mountains going eastbound from KWJF Lancaster, and I saw with, of course now we don't have the example here because it's gone now, but I saw the the jagged lines, between one tile and another tile, even in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So in certain areas, it's not any better than X-Plane with orthos, I have found. But of course, Microsoft Flight Simulator shines in other aspects. So, but that's what I found. So.
Inside UPS 1366 Heavy. UPS 1366 enter at least a 4-mile final. Clear visual approach runway 35. At least a 4-mile final and clear to visual 35. UPS 1366 Heavy.
Which is pretty cool. I think I like the looks. It's all right. I like the fact that I have better flight model and more details of systems modeling in X-Plane.
01, turn right, heading 360.
01 right 360.
And right there is a little airport, but it's not telling me what it is. It says KEL. Is that right?
Metro 1, contact Pro 7118.520.
One more. Not the one.
Kelso. KELSO. Kelso Valley Airport is what that is. Okay. Never flown there. Don't know anything about it. I'd have to look it up.
01 in 1 Charlie. I am showing a little bit of weather of light precipitation on the west side of that. Just let me know if you're having any issues with it. Your Gators Area 1, Charlie 2, Charlie 36 and approved.
This switch approved and we'll go.
Well, we're going to have to descend pretty soon. As you can see, our terrain starting to come up on. Because I'm not familiar with the field, what I will do is I'll fly.
Yeah, 01, check.
And
01, go ahead.
It's usable, unusable.
We'll fly down and we'll kind of fly over the field and look at the field, check, get the lay of the land.
2 and 3 Charlie.
01 Gator Area 2, Charlie 3 Charlie, for standard produce.
Please push 16.
And of course, we're coming in closer to the landing. You can see now the weather is changing. It's popped in with some.
Number 2635, Quebec, transport departure radar contact. Clear altitude, you can proceed on course.
Altitude is 1,200 going to 1,700, proceeding on course, 35 Quebec.
Number 35 Quebec, altitude is your discretion.
Now we're getting weather from Mojave. Altimeter still 3027. Winds are at 6 knots at 060. And pilot to ATC is telling me to land.
3 Charlie Alpha, 5 miles of Peggy, turn left heading 020, maintain 1,007.
At runway 29.
On the third course cleared RNAV, runway 35 approach.
Until established, cleared RNAV 35, number 3 Charlie Alpha.
Jedi 605, maintain 10,000.
Leaving 2,800 for 10,000.
Looks like we're going to go into a little bit of fly directly over some restricted airspace. That's going to be nice. You're going to shoot me down.
Good morning, 16 Delta Juliet coming through 15,000 for 11,000 Charlie.
Over down to 16 Delta Juliet, Chelsea approach, expect the ILS runway 27 approach.
I think that's what we're about ready to go into is wildlife refuge type. So as long as we're staying above 11,000, we should be fine. Shouldn't have any drama. No F-16s or F-22s. They would. I don't think they'd send F-22s. I think they'd send some F-16s. They're probably cheaper. Cheaper fuel burn.
Charlie. We do.
I guess. I don't know.
Number 6 Delta Juliet, fly heading 330, vector final approach course.
There's that line I was looking for, the difference between two tiles. Down there at the bottom. But again, like I said, it's not perfect. It will do.
916 Delta Juliet, 900 miles from final approach, 6 turn left heading 300, maintain 3,000.
It will have to do.
Cleared ILS, range 27 approach.
There's Lake Isabella off in the distance right there. One thing I will say in defense of analog gauge system, for me, I have found that when I have digital panels and like the G1000 or the GTN 750 in play with my system, with my hardware that I have that I fly with, is why I get a sticky mouse, where it'll see now it's sticking right now. If I don't have any of these installed where it's pure analog gauges, I don't have any of that problem. At least that's been what I've noticed. It seems to be more so than not.
2017, maintain 3,000 feet and not cleared yet into the Bravo, is that correct?
Yes,
you are cleared through the other.
I can't say for sure, absolute, but it just seems to be that way. Let me say it that way. Okay, I need to switch to heading because I actually need to be
Approach, hello, the
350, is that where I need to be? I think we're already at 350, aren't we? On our heading?
Later 638, search, just to maintain 4,000.
Yeah, we're already at 350.
4,000, we have fuel strike for 638.
Yeah, there's one spark coming off, and then I'll have your clearance after you get that your way.
I'm going to go 354 a little bit. They want me to come in at the 45 to downwind. So in order for me to come to 45 degrees to downwind, I'm kind of off track right now. And they want me at 7,500 feet, it looks like. And they wanted me to start to descend already. So I guess I need to make that happen. So we'll go 7,500 feet.
9,200 for 6,000, heading 285 with information.
Going back off on my power a little bit.
118 approach, good morning, expect the visual approach, runway 35. Expect visual 35, 201 118.
I'm a little behind the 8-ball on where they told me to start to descend, so I think I'll leave it right about there. Because I'm going to descend right into the side of these mountains here if I'm not careful.
Approach 828, Papa Golf, 13000.
828 Papa Golf, approach altimeter 3009, I have lower for about 7 miles.
2098, Papa Golf.
I think I'll knock it down to 9,000 and then hold at 9,000. Because these mountains are coming up pretty quickly. Pretty quickly. Well, actually, we are. I should have been on an even anyway. I just realized. Let's go 8,500 and see if we can get away with that.
Approach altimeter 3009. Advise when you have the weather at Jack Edwards. Expect the visual approach.
At the weather and expecting the visual order to yourself.
I'm probably gonna be wishing if I stayed in. Well, no, we're almost on top of it already. Go ahead and expedite our descent here a little bit.
Here, 8 Papa Golf, it's going to maintain 10,000.
0,000.
Yeah, we're getting close.
Approach, Navy 1 Echo 115 is at 2,200.
Navy 1 Echo 115, approach, roger. Altitude.
Gave me 10,000 and we're descending to 10.3 now.
November 26 Alpha, roger. Traffic is at 12 o'clock, 3 miles maneuvering 8,200 indicated Alvor before we passing that traffic.
26 Alpha.
Go ahead and turn our heading just a little bit because we're still a little off to enter our left downwind.
Very Papa Golf, just trying to maintain 5 penalty.
Hey, Papa Golf, have a 10,000.
Go ahead and put our prop back up to full. Slow our speed down to 115 knots or so. Just to have a little bit more control, a little bit more anticipation. I need all the help I can get. Looks like we're going to have to turn our heading to 058 for the downwind. But again, like I say, we're not at the point, my spot point I need to be.
Clear visual approach, runway 35.
Clear visual approach 35, 018.
I think we're in a lot. Yeah, it looks like just past this mountain range right here that we're about ready to smack into. That's where our airport is.
Confirm the heading was 010 for Delta 1078.
Delta 1078, affirmative 010 on the heading.
So we got for frequencies. We got a Unicom frequency here. Yeah, I guess we'll switch over to Unicom. One thing we got.
And belly land on a 45 for the left downwind, 24.
Traffic, November 2961 Brent Bravo, heading downwind, runway 32.
See, I don't see the aeroporto.
Traffic. This is Sting 808 Tango Lima. We'll be entering a left base for 25, now at altitude 2,500. 808 Tango Lima.
Yeah, I'm not seeing an airport here of any kind. Not even a dirt strip. I need to make my turn now. I should have made my call out right now, but I'm not seeing what I want to see.
Traffic, Cessna 26 Quebec, Cessna 150, descending from 2,500, entering a crosswind 28.
Hey, what? We're just going to fly around and get the lay of the land. That's what we're going to do. We're actually flying right over it right now, according to this. Yeah, there's the airport right there. We're supposed to be right over the top of it right now. And now it shows up. I didn't see it before. Okay, fine. Fine. I'm out of position, so go ahead and release parking brake. Or parking brake. Release autopilot. We'll just kind of zip on down right here like this.
Start mic, check.
Check. Mic. Alright, we'll back off on our power here. Check. Mic.
Traffic, November 2961 Bravo, will be entering downwind for runway 33, about 3 miles to the north.
I think that's the airport right there. I'm already on final already, it looks like.
Traffic, Cessna 704 Alpha Charlie, 8 miles to the west, 10 miles.
And I'm going way too fast. Slow your ass down. Long landing. Long landing. Pull up. Pull up.
Helicopter 29 November Echoes, approximately 7 miles to the south.
Look at all this energy.
1,700, heading eastbound into traffic.
Whoa. Yeah, you could sit there and take off again. That was like a ramp.
Hey, Maris, yep. Yeah, I'm headed that way. I'll be that way. I'll be there about 18 minutes. Yeah, I'll land at your ranch. I'll land on the south meadow there, just over the tree line. Avoid the horses. Yeah, copy.
Oh, we made it. So what we'll do, let's go ahead and spin on around. If I can. Without running into
Traffic pipeline 45, Juliet passing east of the field, northbound.
well, no. Sierra Flyer 1 Lima Mike is back taxiing to parking from runway 29. I guess it was.
Traffic 1041 standing crosswind runway 19er traffic.
Well, that was unusual. We'll take it.
Traffic Cessna 766 Sierra Papa, we are left base for 18, will be a touch and go staying in the pattern left turns.
Will ya? Well, that's good to know. Well, the cars are right there. There is no parking for me, so I'm just going to take this airplane and we'll just go right over here like this.
Traffic Cessna 766 Sierra Papa, up 18, will be making a right turn out to the northwest.
Actually, just spin it around. Point it towards the runway.
Traffic
Good enough.
helicopter 75 Whiskey Delta is 3 miles to the west.
Okay, parking brake on.
East side. We have
There is our job.
Traffic on the base inside. We'll go behind you.
And turn everything off. Now let's go ahead and check out the landing here. Replay. And let's see if we have any kind of runway look. Oh, we do. Okay. Let's go back over here. There's my airplane. Control my camera. Because we're going to come in. Let's see what's going to happen. Because of the stupid height here, I'm going to have to unbound my camera. We actually touch down like right there somewhere. Let's try that. All right, so I'm going to set our thing up and I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. That's about the best I'm going to be able to get here.
Traffic bearing 788 Charlie Fox, 5 miles north-northeast. Entering a right base leg, runway 18.
Look at that, where it jumps like that. I have to get another shot of that. All right, well, let's try this one. That's funny. Wish I could make it better, but I can't. I have too many sticking. I think I could do, maybe go back like this.
Traffic, Cessna 7630, Papa turning base for 1.
So I like the fact that it was hopping like it was.
Did you say base for 18?
Base for 18, 7630, Papa.
Nice landing, and then all of a sudden, whoa, back in the air again. Very cool. Really follows the contour of the thing, huh? The ground.
Traffic, Cessna 35 Echo 5 South, practice GPS, approach 3646.
Well, that's the best I can do, but you can see this amount of dust, which is kind of cool.
Traffic, 213 Charlie Rattler, only 6 miles to the north.
See, I don't think Microsoft Flight Simulator does the dust, the particle dust like that. At least I don't remember it being all the dusty like that. But anyway, which is pretty cool. I like it. I like it. There you go, left wing cam, right here.
Traffic, Skylane 511 Whiskey, backdashing to runway 17.
Ooh, and then you hop up and over, and there you go. Very cool. I think it's nice. Very, very nice.
Traffic, the Skylane 511 Whiskey is taking off runway 17.
Gotta turn this beast around.
And a terminal, Bollinger Lima Victor back taxi 35.
Oh well anyway. Anyway, guys, we'll go ahead and turn this off and get back to live. There it is right there. Anyway, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely like, subscribe if you feel my content is worthy. I should have some donation links in the description down below. And that sort of thing that all these YouTube content creators and Odyssey, and this will be available on Odyssey and on Rebel. And I definitely appreciate you guys watching. And this is a true X-Plane Adventures right here, going in the middle of nowhere and doing something. So we'll catch you guys next time, and we'll fly somewhere and something. Like I say, I really like this aircraft. This aircraft is not a bad aircraft at all. Is it obviously, we can all make the argument, is it study level? No, and all the other stuff I said at the start of this video. But all in all, it's a good airplane, you know. One thing I did notice is I did not turn on the, gotta get my flaps back up there, like where they're supposed to be. So anyway, you guys take care. I'll catch you guys next time. Laters. Bye.